Fixed mindset avoids challenges. People with a fixed mindset often struggle to overcome challenges. They believe that talent is something you are born with, and if you are not naturally good at something, you should not try too hard. This thinking makes them afraid of failing and looking foolish. A great example is the violinist Nadja Salerno-Sonnenberg. When she was young, she was very talented, but as she grew older, she became scared of learning new things. She would stop bringing her violin to lessons and avoid practicing. In contrast, Christopher Reeve shows a different approach. After a serious accident that left him paralyzed, he did not give up. Instead, he worked hard in training and eventually moved parts of his body that doctors thought were impossible. What is the difference between a fixed and growth mindset? Can fear of failure really stop us from achieving our dreams? How can challenging situations help us grow? Individuals with a fixed mindset perceive challenges as threats rather than opportunities for personal development. They firmly believe that innate talent determines success, and if someone is not naturally gifted, they should not invest significant effort in improving their skills. This perspective creates a psychological barrier that prevents them from pushing beyond their comfort zones. The story of Nadja Salerno-Sonnenberg illustrates this mindset perfectly. Despite being a critically acclaimed violinist at a young age, she became increasingly afraid of learning new techniques. As she grew older, her fear of making mistakes led her to avoid practicing and taking lessons. Her playing techniques became a testament to her resistance to growth. In stark contrast, Christopher Reeve's response to his paralyzing accident demonstrates the power of a growth mindset. Medical professionals predicted he would remain completely immobile. But Reeve refused to accept this fate. Through intense determination and rigorous training, he achieved what seemed impossible, gradually regaining movement in his hands, legs, and upper body. His journey exemplifies how challenges can become transformative experiences when approached with resilience and a commitment to personal development. What strategies can help overcome a fixed mindset? How do our beliefs about talent influence our potential for success? Why is embracing challenges crucial for personal growth? The psychological landscape of human potential is profoundly shaped by our mindset, with individuals harboring a fixed perspective fundamentally limiting their capacity for personal transformation. Those trapped within this restrictive cognitive framework perceive challenges not as opportunities for growth, but as potential exposures of inherent inadequacies. They subscribe to a deterministic view of talent, believing that capabilities are predestined and immutable, thereby creating insurmountable psychological barriers that prevent meaningful self-improvement. This mindset manifests through a profound fear of failure, which operates as a paralyzing mechanism, preventing individuals from venturing beyond their perceived limitations. The underlying psychological mechanism is rooted in a protective instinct. By avoiding situations that might reveal perceived shortcomings, individuals maintain a fragile sense of competence. The violinist Nadia Salerno-Sonnenberg represents a quintessential example of this phenomenon. Despite early critical acclaim, she progressively developed a defensive approach to her craft, characterized by reluctance to challenge herself and a growing apprehension about potential imperfections. Her stiffening technique and eventual withdrawal from active learning exemplify the self-defeating nature of a fixed mindset. Conversely, the narrative of Christopher Reeve offers a compelling counterpoint, demonstrating the transformative potential of a growth-oriented perspective. Following a devastating accident that left him completely paralyzed, Reeve could have acquiesced to medical predictions and resigned himself to permanent immobility. Instead, he embodied a remarkable resilience, challenging neurological limitations through sustained, rigorous training. His extraordinary journey of physical rehabilitation transcended clinical expectations, ultimately proving that human potential is not confined by initial circumstances, but is instead malleable through unwavering determination and strategic effort. The fundamental distinction between fixed and growth mindsets lies in their approach to challenges. Where fixed mindset individuals perceive difficulties as threats to their perceived competence, those with the growth mindset view them as essential catalysts for personal evolution. This perspective transforms obstacles from intimidating barriers into valuable learning experiences, creating a dynamic framework for continuous self-development. How do cognitive beliefs about personal capability influence real-world performance and achievement? To what extent do societal narratives about talent and potential contribute to the perpetuation of fixed mindset thinking? What psychological mechanisms underpin the transition from a fixed to a growth-oriented perspective?